Hello, everyone. My guest today is Mikita Mikado. He was born in a place called Minsk, Belarus, around the time USSR started to collapse. Severe infection from with the entrepreneurship bug got him to do things like wash cars when he was 7 years old and sell berries when he was 10. Eventually, it got so bad he had to jump on a plane to the United States, where this type of disease not only treated but also rewarded. He started multiple software companies, raised many millions of dollars in financing, built amazing teams, and helped dozens of thousands of businesses be more efficient. His project today, pandadoc.com. Mikita, are you ready to take us to the top?
Absolutely.
All right, you secretly miss those. You secretly miss those berry picking days, don't you?
I do. I do miss those a lot. You know, it's a lot healthier than sitting in front of your computer.
That is true.
In case you're considering something like that.
So tell us about the berries you're picking today in the form of PandaDoc. What do you guys do, and what's your revenue model? How do you make money?
Yeah, we're a software company that helps to streamline sales documents. Anything from quotes to proposals, contracts, getting those documents generated, delivered, signed, tracked, and so on and so forth. That's our business. We charge on per user per month basis. It is a subscription based software that you can use out of your browser.
No professional services or big setup fees yet? Nothing like that?
No, we typically work with small to medium-sized businesses, and while we do have professional services, it's not like a software application that would take you years to deploy and yada yada yada. A lot of our customers just sign up for an account, figure it out themselves, and start using it.
And we were just chatting pre-call. The last time you were on the show was almost 2 years ago, so it's been a second. Back then, you shared your ARPU was around $100 per customer. Have you actively tried to increase that, or have you stayed there and just tried to drive volume?
Yeah, we're staying within the same range, and we did drive quite a bit of volume. So we talked, I think, about a year and a half ago. And a year and a half ago. And since then, we raised more money.
How much have you raised? How much have you raised to date?
Close to 20. Close to $20 million.
Close to 20. Okay, yeah. I'm going back. So that was a series. Your Series A or Series B?
We're Series B.
Series B, which was how much? 9?
Series B was no. It was 15. Yeah, prior to that, raised 5, so that makes a total of close to 20. But you know how it works in the venture world.
I totally
Some
understand.
of the notes you can buy back and yada yada yada. But
yeah, when did you kind of make the strategic decision that we're going to make this a funded company? It doesn't make sense to bootstrap this thing.
So prior to PandaDoc, we had a different product that we took to profitability.
You're talking about Quote Roller?
Yeah, by self-funding the whole thing for more than a year, and once we became profitable with the software and the company, we weren't able to help ourselves but notice that the opportunity is so much bigger. That's when we decided to raise money and sort of say go big.
And what have you scaled to today in terms of total customers?
We are close to 10,000 accounts.
Okay, that's great growth.
Today.
Yeah, about a year and a half ago when you were on the show, you said you just crossed about 7,000, so about 3,000 new ads over the past year and a half. That sound about right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, good. And then look, 10,000 customers at that ARPU you just articulated. I mean, have you broken $1 million a month yet?
Depends. In bookings, yes. In MRR, we're a little shy of that.
Yeah, but something you'll probably definitely break in the next month or two, right? A couple months.
You want to be a VC?
Well, tell me how you. Why do you talk about those two things differently? Kind of educate us on why bookings would be different than MRR recognition.
Because bookings involve annual subscriptions and professional services whenever those are present.
Okay.
So,
but I asked
the bookings
you earlier,
are larger typically.
Yeah, I asked you earlier though about professional services. That's not any. You don't have more than 5% of your revenues isn't professional services, is it? Is it significant?
5% on a monthly basis. I think we're actually around 5%.
Okay,
precisely.
And
5%.
What is that? What is if I sign up for PandaDoc and I pay you a little bit of professional services? What am I getting for that? Is it setup fees and stuff?
Yeah, well, we would help you to integrate your CRM system with PandaDoc. We'd provide some design services on top of your existing sales collateral. A lot of people like that. We just help to make your sales proposals look a lot better. And there's value for a lot of sales teams that want to get that done. From our perspective, we just want to make our customers successful in the best way we can. And if that means that we have to engage our design team to help you out, we'd totally do that. What else would we do? Trainings, right? Trainings. We take your content and convert it into in PandaDoc format if you're busy and you don't have time to do that. So basically, that kind of those are the types of types of things that we do as a part of our professional services.
Mm-hmm. Tell me about where most of the customer growth is coming from. I know last time we spoke, you talked in a very nice light about the integration with HubSpot's App Exchange, and that's been great for you guys. Are you leveraging other app exchanges to continue to drive growth, or do you still see most of it coming from HubSpot?
Yeah, hopefully we're going to pop up on Salesforce's App Exchange in the next couple of weeks. HubSpot is great, but it's just one of the channels. The biggest thing for PandaDoc is that when I send you a PandaDoc, it looks pretty cool. It's going to be a nice document and it's electronic. We can collaborate on it, go back and forth instead of exchanging multiple emails with attachments. And you can sign on it with legally binding electronic signatures. So in many cases, recipients of the documents get curious about, hey, what just happened? What's that software? And they sign up.
Yep.
So that natural virality is what helps us to drive the business quite a bit.
And what has the growth been over the past 16 or so months? I mean, are we talking 100% year-over-year growth or more or less?
No, it's less. We're averaging 70%.
Okay. That's pretty healthy, though. I mean, you guys are getting up in the, I mean, if you're close, if you've passed $1 million a month in bookings, I mean, it's hard to double 12 million in ARR, right?
Well, you can do that. And I think we can do that as well. It's just a matter of choices that we make strategically. We don't see that competition-wise. There are a lot of threats. And
what do you mean you don't see that? You know their growth rates are lower than yours?
We know that from the product perspective and from the also growth perspective, we have a little bit of time. So we choose not to raise a ton of money and be super aggressive at this time. We might change that.
Yeah.
Like that thinking might change, but for now, that suits us pretty well. And as long as you're not burning a lot of money and you can become profitable at any point you want, 70% is good.
Yep. So again, look, 70% year-over-year growth. Again, if you're around that millionish mark today in MRR, I mean, is it fair to say about a year and a half ago you were doing somewhere around 500, 600? Is that generally accurate?
So 500. I think we were at 500 around the January 2016 is the time when we talk.
Yes.
So January 2017 is that's when we were at
500.
500. Yeah.
Okay. Okay, great. That's good.
Probably a little less than that, but
that's great. And then as you execute your growth strategy here throughout 2018, it sounds like you have other App Exchange launches coming down the pipeline. I mean, what do you hope to drive ARR to? What do you hope to drive your growth at?
What do we hope to drive our growth at? Honestly, Nate, the way we think about it, it's not MRR is not the top metric that we care about. What we care about a lot is the number of customers, NPS within our customer cohorts. How happy are our customers with our product? Are we getting the right types of customers? Because we're not the best product for everyone, right? So that's really what we are after, and MRR is the result of doing the right thing on all those fronts.
How do you know that the things you're measuring, though, if are directly correlated to MRR? That's always a tricky thing for people to figure out, right?
Yeah. So we assume like it's. I think at some point we'll get to the to correlating, let's say, NPS score and monthly recurring revenue, and seeing some dependencies and as of today, we assume that this is the case, and that's what I'm hearing more and more from revenue leaders in Silicon Valley. So I tend to believe that. If Slack people say that that's the ultimate metric you have to focus on, then I tend to believe that.
Yeah. Last time you were on the show, again, this was about a year and a half ago, you said your gross logo churn per month was about 5%. How's that panning out?
It's slower than that at this point.
Slower meaning it's like 4 or 3% or like 6 or 7%?
Well, churn is something that I wouldn't probably be disclosing on a podcast, but it is much lower than 5%.
Okay. And you're talking about monthly. You're talking about gross monthly logo churn.
I'm talking about logo churn per month. And over the course of existence of our product, we were able to drive our churn down quarter over quarter.
Yeah, I was going to say that because you did. I have the quote. I mean, you did say 5% gross logo churn per month last time you were on. You've driven that down. It sounds like significantly. I mean, can you point to 2 or 3 things you've done that really helped you drive that down?
Yeah. First of all, we introduced professional services. I don't think we had them at the time we talked. So that helped. The reason we do professional services is, frankly, not to make money, but to ensure that our customers get to value faster. And that helps tremendously. So that's number one. Number two, we increased coverage for our customer success team.
What's that mean?
In the past, we started with 2 CSMs that focused only on large accounts.
Those customer success managers?
Yeah. Customer success managers. And today we have a team of 8 that focus on much smaller accounts comparing to a year and a half ago. And then finally, product came a long way. Quarter over quarter, we were fixing bugs and adding features and polishing UX and onboarding and so on and so forth. And you can see in the cohort analysis that things get greener and greener and greener, better and better and better. So that obviously helps.
Yeah, those are all great levers to be pulling to drive churn down. You shared last time payback period. You like to keep it at about 12 months, which was meant you'd spend up to $1,200 to acquire a customer. Have any of those 2 metrics changed? Are you more aggressive, less aggressive today?
A little more aggressive.
Okay, so you're happy with the 16? Yeah,
So.
That's usually what happens. So just to be clear, you're happy with like a 16th or 18th month payback period. You have the cash to be more aggressive.
Yeah, it's pretty close to 16.
Okay, that's good. That makes a lot of sense. And again, with a monthly ARPU of $100, I can take 100 times the 16 to assume CAC is about $1,600. Where are you spending that $1,600 typically? Any direct stuff or all inside sales?
Well, I'm sure a lot of our competitors are watching your show, so I wouldn't tell you precisely where the money goes.
Well, tell me this. Tell me the experiments that failed.
Experiments that failed. We built Oracle integration and tried to do that.
That didn't work out so well. Yeah.
Yeah. How about that for a dumb thing to do? I mean, it's not dumb if you're not an SMB SaaS company, but it was pretty dumb for PandaDoc.
Yeah. What do you have today in terms of a team size? You were at 106 people a year and a half ago.
We're at 160.
Oh, great. Okay, good.
Actually, 170 at this point.
And what are most of those additional? You've hired about 70 people. Where are those most additional hires? Product or sales or what?
Yeah, vastly product.
Okay.
Vastly product. I think our sales headcount did not increase. They increased by a couple of people and CSMs, right?
And where's home? Where's everybody based?
Everyone all over the globe. We got about 90 people in Belarus. And we got about 80 people in US. Actually, to be correct, like 97 are in Belarus the last time I checked Slack.
Yeah.
A little over 70 in
why,
US.
Why Belarus? What's advantageous about that for you?
Well, where do you think that accent comes from?
Well, I'm not sure if that was your hometown
Yeah.
or what, but strategically, I mean, is it cheaper cost of
Yeah.
capital?
We started in Belarus, and then I exported myself here, right? That's where our core is at. Product, some support, some marketing, couple of CSMs, some operations. We try to blend teams, but for obvious reasons, the team in Belarus is heavier on the product side. I mean, Belarus is fantastic for hiring engineers. There are hundreds of outsourcing companies that you can pull from, and we've been fortunate to have our product organization in Minsk. That works extremely well. And on the contrary, it's very hard to hire for sales in Belarus. Almost impossible. I mean, the marketing and sales were illegal in the Soviet Union, and therefore that domain had a real hard time developing.
That's funny. You had to have a U.S. operation.
Yeah, well, and that's why we have that's why we have offices in San Francisco and St. Pete, Florida.
Mikita, around the time that you closed your Series A round of financing, a gentleman by the name of Brad Coffey, who leads M&A at HubSpot, had an interesting Twitter check-in, which was location-oriented around Belarus. And he doesn't go to Belarus for random reasons. Why did you strategically decide to raise capital versus sell to somebody like a HubSpot?
Because what we do can be like 100 times bigger.
You cut out right when you started that. You said what, to be 100 times bigger?
What we're working on could be 100 times bigger.
How do you, let's ignore HubSpot for a second. As any founder listening today, when they raise capital, many of them may also have LOIs for acquisition on the table as well. Whether you had that duality or not, how do you recommend founders think about those two options?
Well, I can tell you how we think about it, but I think it's so personal and private that giving any kind of advice on that front is the advice that no one should take.
Do you have personal advice you can share, even though obviously it is your own bias?
Yeah. So there are three things that my co-founder and I care about. Number one, we want to learn. Learning is something we deeply passionate about. We want to get better. Quarter over quarter, we want to have new challenges and we want to learn. Number two, we want to make an impact. And when we started this company, the impact was, quite frankly, on ourselves. We wanted to build a product, and prior to QuoteRoller, we had a service business, and it was a super stressful business. You work per hour, and then you're being woken up at night. It wasn't great. So first, it started with the impact on our own lives. Right, we just wanted a zen business, and then people started using our software, and they loved it. So then we wanted to make an impact on their business, and we wanted to have a lot of them using our software. And then people joined our company, and we noticed that, hey, actually, we help them learn, and we help them make an impact and build careers. So there is this third dimension for the impact value that we care about. So impact is the number two, and then finally, we want to have fun. We want to learn, we want to make an impact, and we want to have fun while we're learning and making that impact. So the way we think about M&A is, if a certain merger is going to help us to learn, make an impact, and have a lot of fun, then sure, why not?
Mm-hmm. You eliminate, though, a lot of potential M&A after you raise a round like you raise, because you have to sell for so much. So first off, you have to grow into the value, whatever valuation you negotiated, which I bet was good, because it sounds like you're probably a great negotiator. So you have to grow into the valuation, and then you have to sell for assembling a liquidation preference. You have to sell for way above that to make it even worth it. So you really now are committed to do your own thing for a year and a half, grow.
Yeah, well, the first thing you got to do when you raise money, you shouldn't have some crazy liquidation preferences. I'd rather take clean terms, but a higher valuation.
Well, everyone would like clean terms and a higher valuation. I think what you meant to say is you'd rather have clean terms and a lower valuation.
Yeah, I would rather have clean terms than high valuation.
I see.
Yeah. So that's for one. And then for two, if you can grow with the money that you're raising to the expectations of every involved party, then and if that growth milestone or the time it's going to take you is something you want to do, then why not to do that, right? So that's where we were with our Series B. We knew that we can at least 10x our customer base and our annual recurring revenue. So then why not?
Very good. All right, Mikita, let's wrap up here with the famous five. Number one, what's your favorite business book?
My favorite business book. I gave you one. I'll give you another one this time. Check out What Doesn't Kill Us. It's a great book, and it is about sustaining cold. I got on the program that this book is preaching, and oh my God, like I love it.
Good. Your book
pressure.
last year was Pitch Anything. So Pitch Anything and What Doesn't Kill Us, both those books.
Yeah.
All right. Number two, Mikita, is there a CEO you're following or studying?
CDO?
CEO.
Oh, CEO. Is there a CEO I'm following or studying? Yeah. So actually, I read a lot of stuff that both founders of HubSpot put out through Think Right, and I think they got awesome pieces there. And I find a lot of similarities between our businesses. The market we go after is very similar, so I find that content very relevant.
Number three, is there a favorite online tool you have for building your business besides your own and besides HubSpot?
Besides HubSpot, I didn't name HubSpot, but let's see.
Just one you use every day.
You gotta cut off me being dumb. But what do I use every day? I use my calendar at this point, and like I use Google Slides. Like that's my job.
Google Slides.
Blah blah blah, and like put slides together and blah blah more.
Good.
That's really all I do.
Number four, how many hours of sleep do you get every night?
8 hours of sleep.
That's good because you're there at your house right now. You got a little one running around, right?
I got two.
Two little ones, and married, right?
Yeah.
And how old are you?
I'm 32.
32. Last question. What do you wish your 20-year-old?
Yeah, I am. Almost 32.
What do you wish your 20-year-old self knew?
That I need to learn to work and deal with people. Wish I took some maybe like psychology classes or something along those lines, management classes that would help me to be a better manager, because that matters so much after you have more than 20 people on your team.
Guys, there you have it.
Or in your company.
He would have sharpened his people skills earlier on, but it seems to be doing something right. Over 170 people on his team today. Launched in 2011. PandaDoc helping you send proposals and quotes in minutes. They're scaling rapidly. A year ago, they had about 7,000 customers. Now they have over 10,000 customers, paying on average $100 a month. So they're flirting with that $1 million per month mark. 70% year-over-year growth, really healthy. $20 million raised. Spending up to $1,600 to acquire a customer. He's comfortable with a 16-month payback period, considering they had just raised capital. Healthy economics, and his team is split between Belarus and the United States. Mikita, thank you for taking us to the top.